Hey
I got
y'all. Season
Amy.
is trying to steal my line. Hey y'all. If you out there, say hello. Looks like it's having trouble. I'm only connected to two of the three. Oh, three of three is up. Okay, I'm waiting for folks to show up. We are recapping Greenleaf. It was an explosive episode. If you haven't seen it yet, don't be mad if you get some spoilers, child, because we are talking about Greenleaf. Greenleaf, Greenleaf, Greenleaf. I talk about so many things. So I do have to make that clear what we're talking about because people be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm talking about Greenleaf. Hey, Simply Toya. Robert, you back? Oh, child. Just
Robert.
Robert. Robert be trolling me, on my regulars. But apparently Robert is a Greenleaf fan, so we'll see. Justice for Blacks. Hey, Mr. Girl. KS, Sheila, Matt. Okay, okay. I haven't seen nobody on Facebook yet. I guess we're not popular on Facebook today. But yeah, literally zero people. That's a shame. It's okay though. It is okay.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. All our family and stuff on Facebook. Sheila says tonight's episode was incredible.
Sheila. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Season, what do you think? Let's just start thumbs up or thumbs down for tonight's episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I really enjoyed how much progress we made in this episode in just one day. I mean, there was so many elements that they touched on, but we really moved the plot forward. KS said it was truly powerful. I agree. I thought it had a lot of very powerful elements in it. There was a lot of reconciliation. There was a lot of questions being answered. Maybe reconciliation may be a strong word, but there was a lot of relationship rebuilding to a certain degree. That foundation was put up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm forgetting it. I'm a couple of scenes are coming back to me.
Yeah. Okay. Xenia says thumbs up. Leslie thumbs up. Ludic Ludovic says thumbs up, but seems like they're racing through it. They did get through a lot of stuff this episode. I don't know if I would say racing through it because I feel like you kind of have to start moving it forward, with the fact that it is the last season, with the fact they've introduced a lot of things in this plot this season. Jai says thumbs up. KS thumbs up. Leslie says, I knew what his secret was going to be last week, though. I mean, y'all called it. Season, I feel like you called it. You definitely called it last week. At least when we talked before we logged in. Hello, you there? Season? Season is gone. Can y'all? Okay, you back?
I'm here.
Okay. Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gone.
Okay, there. Okay. Girl, you was frozen. Okay, go ahead, keep it moving. All right, all right. Okay, so let's go through. You know how I like to go through it. I like to go through it in order of what happened. So we start off with Carissa and Jacob at each other's throats. At each other's throats. And there was a lot going on between them. But I mean, I think that we at least got to a point with this episode of just like, okay, hopefully with the way things that Jacob is getting to the bottom of, Carissa ass could just go on about their business and have their own separate lives because it's just a really, really miserable situation. Don't you think, Season?
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm ready for that entire storyline to be over, and I was definitely disappointed in Jacob's discussion with the bishop.
Right, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But let's start off with the bishop and Lady May. So they are trying to come up with the name for the church, and that whole memory loss situation reared its head again. I was like, oh no, here we go with that. I'm not a doctor, I'm not WebMD chair, so I don't know if we have any doctors in the comments. But I mean, I don't know. I was a little like, I mean, he's having this memory loss thing, but he's also then recalling very vivid details about it when his memory is refreshed. So I think they're trying to kind of play both sides. Like maybe he has something going on, like Alzheimer or dementia, or just trying, maybe he's just forgetful because he has a lot of things on his mind. Susan, what do you think? Are they setting it up for dementia, or do you think they're just kind of straddling the fence just to throw something out there?
think he'll be fine in the end. I mean, him forgetting one conversation and then him forgetting he went to a particular church, that wouldn't be a big deal to me. I mean, it ain't like he's 30 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
He is
right.
older, so you aren't gonna expect some type of memory loss, but he's not forgetting people's names. He's not
Yeah.
like leaving the stove on and going to the store, shit like that. So it ain't to me. I think I think they trying to
Just
put a
play
little
the yeah.
inkle in there, but to me it's not a big deal.
Okay. I will say though, I actually typed out some of the quotes because that scene has so many like quotable lines to me. Like for instance, when the bishop said, "Thank you, Moses," to Lady May, I fell out behind that. But to me, Lady May is always at her best when she is dragging the hell out of people. And she brought the fire when it came to Charity. She said, "You are whatever she said about." She called Demars a greasy Negro, but
Oh, she did. I
this
felt
one took the cake. I said, "You know what? I might have to use this one." She called Judy wrinkled up white asparagus of a woman.
yes, ma'am. That
If
shit.
Judy had heard that, it would have been two people laid up in that hospital with they wrist slit because she completely annihilated her. But Judy does look emaciated. I'm not one to talk about people too thin stuff like that, but she looks emaciated. She really, really does.
Yeah, there's nothing attractive about Judy. She looked like she fresh from a trailer park. And they put on some business casual clothes on her and fluffed her hair up. Like there's nothing, girl, Judy, no ma'am. You just
Yeah,
you a regular smegular girl, which is why it just irritates me to see her antagonize Charity, who is a glutton for punishment.
I know, I
But
know.
it's
But
like,
one more quotable line that I had to write down. She said that Charity is gonna be rocking their cinnamon milk baby like a mammy.
a mammy.
I said, "Oh Lord, Lady May is not playing with people right now. She is a woman on a mission. She is dragging anybody and everybody in her way, including the bishop. When she said, 'You going to church, you will not talk to me like that,' she was on everybody's head. She was on everybody's head. People was thinking Lady May was on something because she was fasting. No, she has some food in her system and she is back in rare form. I personally am here for Lady May just reading everybody down the list. Let me read some of these comments. Um, Let's see. The MD Turp says, "I knew it about AJ when the nurse asked if Grace cut herself or something with AJ's blood last week." Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Dementia, how it starts, truly LOL moments. I know, right? Judy looks anorexic. Judy is a Karen. Yeah, that's true. Those lines almost took me out. Judy does look emaciated. When she sat down next to Greasy Negro, I've noticed how thin her arms are. She is so skinny. I did too. I was like, oh, dang, she looks emaciated. Look, she looks like an asparagus. So Lady May was right on it with that. But anyway, okay, let's talk about. I know I usually try to go in chronological order, but let's go on ahead and talk about AJ. Okay.
Oh, girl.
So AJ called Sophia there. I feel like they dragged that scene out a little bit too much because she came in there. I don't know. I know this is me being an old lady, but I don't know why she needed to have that crop top on. I don't know why she had to have her shirt all tied up at a hospital. I know that is very, very auntie of me, but I just thought that was too much going to a hospital. You do not have to have your stomach out at a hospital, girl. Come on.
I've
Or is
worked
that,
I've
huh?
worked at the hospital. Girl, they come up in there looking any which way. Okay.
Yeah.
He was actually kind of put together compared to the kind of stuff I've seen walk up in the hospital to visit a
Okay.
visit somebody under any circumstances.
Okay, so I guess then I'm just the one who don't know how people dress at hospitals. Child. Brittany says Sophia is a woman now. Apparently, KS, what's that about? I just thought it was TikTok, but a lot of these youngins, that's how they do now. Look at me sounding real old. A lot of these youngins, they walk around with their stomach out for no damn reason. But I thought her outfit was inappropriate. But anyway, that wasn't really where I was trying to go with it. The point that I was trying to go with was I did find, I mean, I guess it's cute that AJ and Sophia have a closeness. I don't know. Tell me I'm totally off base on this, but I feel like AJ might have a little bit of a crush on Sophia. I don't know. I could be off base, but I just felt like his energy towards her was a little creepy. Is anybody else getting that in the comments, or am I just all based on that? I don't know. What you think, Season?
No, I don't get creep vibes from him. I
Okay.
get
Okay.
I get that he is craving some type of connection and
Mm-hmm.
even intimacy, but not like
Not
that. Like
sexual. Okay.
not sexual. Like you could
Okay.
like he wants to have this little sister, but he's also angry about his personal situation. So it's
Right.
like
Right.
can't let anybody too close to me because I have this secret that has absolutely nothing to do with him because I would never have sex with them and I it's not a death sentence, but we can get to that later about his secret. But
Okay. No, no, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay. So, all right, good. I'm glad, mate. I'm happy to be off base by that, but it just he's something about him just creeped me out. And I don't know if that's just his
yeah,
acting.
he was a very creepy, like, what's his angle? You really could
Yeah. Okay. KS says, was he looking at her stomach? I got some feelings about him also. And then Brittany says, but I agree that he's looking for a human connection. Okay. So I'm not the only one who called a little something, but I think I think we're gonna all side with Season on this one. At least I am. And Brittany, that it's not a sexual thing, it's not a creep thing, it's just a lack of that human connection. I mean, he is relatively fresh out of jail as well. So I mean, and Sophia is a person that really did not have a hand in his situation because she didn't know anything about him. So um I understand, why she's probably the easiest one to gravitate towards. And she's obviously always looking for that connection as well. But so, Sophia basically beats it out of him to the point to where he's actually willing to come clean to Grace. So I think that whatever the situation was, I appreciate that Sophia was able to convince AJ that he needs to tell the truth about what's going on instead of trying to run off. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, come on, AJ. We need to know what's your fucking deal. Like you popped up, you was angry, but you wanted money, but you were still angry. Then you robbed a pharmacy, then you was being secretive about that. You asked people to lie for you. Then you met the whole family. Then you then you tried to kill yourself. So it's like, what's your deal? What the F is up? Let me know. Or
Yeah.
I thought it, yeah, just like, okay, what's the tea? I mean,
Yeah.
you're really being extra about this. Like, just spit it out. Essentially, Sophia don't even know him, so whatever
Right.
he had to say, it's not like it was gonna make or break anything. Like, she's still a stranger to him, essentially. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, just spit it out. I mean, I thought they was gonna have a cliffhanger. I was like looking when Grace walked in that room. I was looking at my watch, like, all right, it's 9:58. What the
I
hell?
know. I
They
said
better
the same
figure it out.
thing.
They better spit it on out. They better come on out right
I would
now.
have been so pissed if they had tried to drag it out. But we AJ reveals to Grace that he has HIV and that he was raped, which is a complete nightmare. And So that was the way that they ended the episode. And that's an absolutely devastating way to end the episode. And I just I I just have so much sympathy for that situation. He's obviously been through a lot. It's clear that he was traumatized, and but I think there's a part of me that's like, well, y'all been trying to make Grace out to be the villain all this time. I think you kind of accomplished that because she kind of looks like an asshole giving up her son for adoption, and then he turns around and gets raped in prison and gets HIV. Like, there's not much worse that can go wrong in a person's life when you give them up for adoption than that, right? Or am I a jerk for thinking that?
No, I mean, I don't fault Grace for her son ending up in prison getting I don't fault her for that. I mean, that happens to the best of parents.
Yeah.
So no, I don't fault her for that. I don't think that makes her look bad at all.
Well, that's good. I don't think that it does, but I can see how it could. I've always been Team Grace, but I do worry that that's kind of like a like a takeaway, because I don't know, sometimes with like a, let's say, a Tyler Perry, and Greenleaf is obviously not like a Tyler Perry show, but they'd be so heavy handed with it, like, oh, if you cheat on your husband, you're gonna get HIV, and it's like, whoa, seriously, some people just cheat and they go on about their business. Like, so sometimes I wonder if that's where they're going with it, like that kind of way, but
I
at the
mean,
same time, like, go
I
ahead.
do. Well, for starters, I do think that Greenleaf. I mean, it's just a step above Tyler Perry for starters. Secondly, I was very disappointed in the HIV storyline
Mm-hmm.
because it's not a death sentence. It
Mm-hmm.
is a not like it's I'm not, of course it's serious, right? I'm
Right.
not gonna sit here and say it's not serious, but it's not a death sentence. And it's definitely not a situation where you have to go and steal meds and lie, cheat, and steal. Like, you don't have to disclose your status to anybody you don't want to, especially a mom who gave you up for adoption. But I was just like, I don't know. Okay, so
It
AJ,
stigmatizes. You think it's like stigmatizing people with HIV?
I do think it further stigmatizes HIV, and I was a little bit disappointed at. And then at the same time, it's like, what? Okay, so what does that change anything? How does that make anything he's done other than committing suicide more explainable? Like, it still doesn't explain shit to me. It's like, okay, so you got HIV. How does that? I don't get it. So I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. But
I just
you also have the trauma of rape. I mean, let's not forget that part. So, I'm sure he feels inadequate, and first of all, being put up for adoption, then you get raped. I mean, to me, I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I would think that that would kind of compound your feelings of inadequacy, your feelings of hopelessness, even as a family is reaching out to you to try to give you a better life, not feeling worthy. Because I mean, in that scene before he commits suicide, Grace is trying to, reach out and really, really, really make that bond. But that feeling of inadequacy, I think, is something that he just um, could not get past. I'm going to read some of these comments. Brittany says his behavior for me is more indicative of someone who's been raped, not necessarily the diagnosis. It's a lot. Yeah, I agree. KS says, well, AJ thinks it is, but he's so dramatic. Um, Let me scroll up a little bit. Brittany says, Greenleaf is always ahead of the culture with the storylines. I'm glad we find out what was going on. KS says she really wants a brother's connection with AJ because Sophia is the only child. KS says life and shit happens. Just Kev says I wasn't ready for AJ's response. AJ just had a whole messed up life, but I was like, Sophia, spit it out. MD Term says I don't fault Grace, but I see how AJ's being upset at how well they lived and the life he could have had. He probably thinks he wouldn't have gone to jail if Grace kept him. Yeah, I think there's so many things to process in this. MD Terp says HIV isn't a death sentence, but to not only be raped, but to have HIV out of it is traumatic. And there are a lot of side effects from HIV meds. It's no picnic, right? And Season, I mean, you just give the viewers some context about what you do and your perspective on it.
Oh, I mean, I'm a nurse and I work with an HIV intervention clinic. So I've had situations where A patient got diagnosed in my facility, got linked to care, and left with medications the same day. So yeah, I definitely hear what I hear the comments, and just from like, I know it ain't easy. Like
Yeah.
I've seen all aspects of people who are newly diagnosed to people who just feel like they gonna get it eventually. I've had
Mm.
situations. I deal a lot with PrEP and PEP. So I have
Mm-hmm.
patients coming in who were raped and
Mm.
want to get on PEP to prevent getting HIV or increase their chances of not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, from my perspective, I was like, oh, please don't let that be the storyline, because there
Yeah.
is so much to say about HIV and how it does not mean your life is ending, and people can be educated on it to, like, you're but it's like, I get it. He had nobody up until he got out of jail, right?
Right.
So
Right.
he didn't know who would accept him as this or that. But it
Mm-hmm.
was just like, man, you ain't got to, you like, I don't know. I just
I
didn't.
get I get it. This the bottom line is this. It's a very heavy topic, and
Yeah.
you have to be careful in how you approach it in a way that doesn't stigmatize people. You can
Yeah.
approach it in a way that addresses that aspect that you're referring to, with how people can live with it, how it's treatable. And it's same with the rape situation. There's a lot of rape that happens on the show. I mean, remember Mac was a rapist, and there's a lot of that happens, but you have to also be careful in how you introduce these very, very heavy topics, so that it's not done in an irresponsible way that just
Yeah.
stigmatizes people. Brittany says, I think Greenleaf is simplifying this for the Black culture. I agree that they are simplifying it, but I think you have to find a balance between making it something that people get, but also not making it something that people walk away like, because that's not productive either. But let's talk about Noah and Grace. So Noah knows which side his bread is buttered, because he went straight to Lady May and the bishop to have tea. And Grace was not feeling it at all, child. But Lady May doing what we know mothers do, overstepping and offering up the cabin that's gonna
Girl.
be, I mean, she was seeing too much, right?
Right, right, right.
I mean, offering up the cabin to Noah, like, you don't even know what the situation is. He just comes in for tea, and you already giving this man a place to live. That's crazy season, right?
Nah, I mean, yeah, she was totally doing her mom shit, her mom thug thizzle with the whole Noah situation. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Zora.
Mm-hmm.
Her is that who? I wouldn't mind seeing her gone by any means.
Yeah.
The
But we're
gone,
gonna get to Zora. We're gonna get to Zora.
but he is still like, I don't know what, he just delusional to me. I don't get,
Yeah.
no, come on now, like, just he's very delusional, and I'm 100% with Grace. Like, boy, bye. Like, I get it. I got rid of your baby, didn't tell you about it, but that don't change nothing that happens between me and you. So yeah, Noah, he focusing on AJ and stuff so that he don't have to deal with his impending divorce.
Yeah. Just going back to one more thing, G said very heavy and a lot for only a few episodes. KS said Noah act like he was in a bikini bottom sitting with Lady May. D says Lady Noah is a mess. In fairness to Grace, because I do recall now that from last season, when Grace first told Noah about AJ, he kind of was like, okay, cool. And then he bounced the hell on. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really until his wife was like, I'm not dealing with this. And that was because, wait, did Charity have some involvement in that, right?
Yeah,
Did
no,
Charity?
he told Grace told Noah.
Yeah.
like, oh man, if my wife find out, it's over for me. No, he told Grace, like, don't tell nobody I'm here.
Right, right.
Because he ran into Jacob on the way out of the
I
church.
think he did. I think he did. Yeah.
Okay, so he saw Grace. He was like, dang, this gonna change the game for me. And then he ran into Jacob, and Jacob was like, oh, you coming by the house, bro? Whatever, whatever. And he was like, nah, I'm in and out, so don't even mention that I'm here. And then Charity, little raggedy behind, gonna call him, and that's so it's interesting because it's like, okay, well, was he gonna keep his son a secret if that didn't happen? So it's like, no, you a non-factor. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the more that it's come back to me, the more I'm like, well, no, it sounds to me like, okay, his wife's situation didn't work out. So now he's trying to come up here and play house with Grace. So I'm not so much anti against Grace because he left Grace hanging for several months or however long the show it passed through. Even after he found out about AJ. Now he want to be super dad and play house with Charity. I mean, sorry, with Grace. So I'm not terribly mad at her kind of like step back. But I did like the exchange between Grace and the bishop, Brittany said, I told y'all he a homosexual. What does that mean? Like, because he's looking for a place to live. So now he's
a homosexual is a man who will get into a relationship so that he will have somewhere to live.
Okay, now, okay.
That's where I was last week. Like, no one's studying you because you just got put out. You don't have nowhere to go. And now all of a sudden you Mr. Daddy, family man. Get out of here.
Like, but in fairness,
pull up on.
In fairness to Noah, Grace did create all the problems in Noah's marriage, okay? Because Grace pushed up on Noah, cheated with him. They got busted at some point. And the girl did have the, oh, well, may the best bitch win. And she ran off and married him. But, so anyway, their whole history is fraud, okay? Between Grace having a baby, not telling him, giving the baby up for adoption, cheating with Noah while he was engaged, messing up his situation, to now ultimately coming in between Noah and his wife with this bombshell. Not to say that it's her fault, but I'm just saying that it's a lot of messiness involved.
Reese, Noah never wanted his wife. He's always wanted Grace.
He's always wanted Grace.
He just took Grace was the one who played with his heart. He's loved her since I don't know when, but he never wanted his wife, which is why I said last week, go on marry the girl you want to marry. Don't waste these other girls' time.
But Grace Shaw got that backup bitch energy for Noah, even though she was all up on him when he had a fiance. I guess he's not as attractive as a single man. But I'm gonna go ahead. Let's just talk about Bishop. And I'm Team Grace, but I'm just saying, her energy is it's very, very different than first.
Grace was distraught over her.
I understand. She's not thinking about getting with Noah when she has a son laying up in the hospital on his.
No, I'm talking about when she hooked up with him in the first season.
Oh,
he was distraught.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't mean to get on a long tangent about that, but I did think that Bishop, how black parents are, they'll scold you and then comfort you in the next second. When Bishop, told him, turn around, don't walk away from me. But I did appreciate that Bishop basically tried to get Grace to see that it's not all about her. And that Noah, for whatever reason now he wants to be involved, that he has a right to be involved and she needs to embrace him, and that they will be stronger as a family unit. Which, skipping way ahead in the previews, I know you don't get to see the previews. AJ actually wants to go stay with Noah, who don't really have a place to live. So maybe that'll be how Noah gets in the house with Grace, because Grace and AJ, so I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down that road. But at any rate, I did think that the Bishop is right on with that advice. What do y'all think? MD Turp says a homosexual. I've never heard that. Lady Mae was doing way too much with her nose up. Grayson knows business. Bishop got a reminder of who that damn May is and left you. I think Bishop was just trying to console Grace, seeing that Grace was very upset, but he did admit that Lady May was out of line. So anyway, let's go ahead and deal with Sophia and Zora. So Zora to the rescue, helping get Sophia's titty pics off the internet. That's very, very gracious of her. But when old girl shows up, I was very, very surprised. Not surprised. I was very disappointed with how Zora was very much neutral, while this girl was talking completely crazy to Sophia. Because let's be honest, um Sophia has really gone to bat for Zora a lot of times. Remember her abusive situation? She was really, really down for Zora. And I just haven't felt that same energy back from Zora towards Grace. I mean, sorry, towards Sophia.
Yeah, I mean, I think that whole scene was poor writing. There was no real emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have been full blown beefed out, knocking furniture over and shit. But here's my thing. Sophia knew from jump that old girl sent the messages, right?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
knew from jump who leaked her stuff. So Zora should have been on the line, on old girl line, like, I know you leaked my cousin's stuff. I don't ever want to see your face again. They
Yeah.
should have been had they blowout.
Exactly.
So for the girl to even show up at the house is like, that's not realistic to me. That
Well,
ain't
and then for the girl to be like, "Oh, you gonna take her side over me, bitch? Yes,
right,
that's
right.
my cousin."
So Zora never had a conversation with Nikki about leaking her cousin's news, because now she besties with her cousin, right? So like just they could have skipped all that, because it didn't even, the math wasn't mathing with me on that one. Why was Nikki even comfortable enough to show up? And she acting a fool. And
Yeah.
Zora just sitting there like, oh, lady, oh, well, you ain't got no hands, so make sure next time.
But yeah, I know that was fucked up. Like, well, bitch, it's two of us. I'm telling you one thing right now. If you show up at my house and you trying to start some shit with my cousin, you getting jumped. It's not gonna be a fair fight,
Right.
okay? It's not gonna be one on one because you came to the home territory. So you definitely getting 4 hands and 4 feet on that ass, point blank in the period. Don't start number one B. Now you had no business coming up over there knowing what the situation was. So yeah, Zora did not have Sophia's back. And I just thought it was whack. And you know what? Sophia should not start a fight if she cannot fight. She got her ass beat. That was just so embarrassing, poor thing. But here's my thing about Nikki. You got the guy. So what's the problem? Oh boy, we ain't seen a nary a word from old boy. So, the girl, he chose you. You done humiliated the girl, posted her pictures online. It's not like Sophia is pressed. Sophia didn't even call the boy after Nikki answer. That was it for her. It wasn't like she sat up there. She showed up to the house and Nikki was there. She left. She called, because she's distraught about her brother. Nikki answered. That was it. So the fact that Nikki, little demonic self, had to keep going and then turn around and talk about, well, at least I can have babies. You will evil little
Mm,
bitch. She really,
mm.
really, really deserved to get beat up. And that's where Sophia can't fight worth a damn. So they really need Zora to step up and put hands on that girl.
Yep. And like you said, it would have been a 4-piece, no biscuit. We would have beat that bitch ass.
Yeah.
Okay. You roll up in
Yeah.
here, then you want to throw on, and then you want to throw on somebody's face. They can't have babies. Oh,
She
you getting
definitely getting stomped out. Somebody need to call a ambulance because she getting stomped all the hell the way. I don't give a damn about being no church person. You
right.
deserve to get
I
dragged.
like I said, I ain't understand that whole scene, because that whole scene should have never happened.
She walked out with her ponytail still on. She walked up with all her eyebrows wasn't smudged. That fake
Her
mole on her
part,
face was
it
still
was
there.
just ridiculous. I didn't get that. Like, did y'all pinch the bitch? You ain't pinch her.
You
You
didn't
ain't
even paint
scratch
her. You didn't even paint her.
that whole scene
Anyway,
was
let me read some of these comments. Sophia has had Zora's back the whole time. Zora did not have Sophia's back. I'm thinking the storyline will lead Sophia to evolve into a more mature woman. But I feel like Sophia's always been the more mature, to be honest, between Zora and Sophia. I mean, you don't think so?
I said I wouldn't know. I mean,
Yeah, no, I feel like she has. I mean, the girl did get her whole ass ovaries taken from her. I understand why she might have a little bit of aggression, but I feel like generally speaking, she's handled various situations very reasonably. In terms of how she's dealt with her brother, how she's dealt with her mom. She's been a little bratty towards her mom, but I feel like generally speaking, she's done pretty reasonably. Um, Sophia needs counseling. D says, good point about the writing of the scene being skipped. She cannot fight Petty Nikki, but doesn't Nikki like Zora and the boy? I think Nikki was just using Zora. I don't think she liked her. I just think that she was a homosexual. Okay.
Nikki,
We should all be able to agree that Nikki was a homosexual.
for sure. She need to go on to home to her parents.
Yeah, for real. Nikki should have caught that fade after that comment. MD Turp says, I agree with all of that. You roll up on our territory and come from my cousin. I'm drop kicking your ass. I don't care if my cousin and I aren't on the best of terms. Blood is thicker than water. Exactly.
Mhm.
Somebody said, Brittany says, nah, that's a zoomer. She was more mature, but losing her ovaries has caused her some aggression, and that was just dropped. TT Picks was juvenile. Well, titty pics with your face in them probably wasn't the best. Probably wasn't the best move. You need a little bit more trust with the person before you start doing all that.
And so what is just titties?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, if somebody posts your titty pics online, like go ahead
That,
and start you an OnlyFans. And since everybody's seen them, just get you an OnlyFans, just have it for a couple weeks, make your money back, and then go on about your business.
you're going about your life.
If you
But
have nice tits,
you
then what's the
shouldn't have
problem?
you shouldn't have your face in no picture.
Yeah, etiquette. Don't have your face in them. Don't have your face in them. But if your face is in them, then go ahead and make some coin off of it.
Yeah, go on, just live your truth. Be like,
Live your
yeah,
truth.
did it.
Sign
This,
some autographs and go on about your business.
yeah.
D says hope that's last Nikki. I know. Speaking of last Nikki, moving right along. We only have two more topics to talk about. Charity. We talked about her a little bit earlier.
Do we have to talk about her?
Okay, let's just make it real quick.
Okay.
I did
Charity.
want to to bring up one point. Charity and her little her bravado about the Damar situation and the Judy situation. I just find it very unconvincing. She's talking about, oh, my Lord, my parent is the Lord, or my father is the Lord, and he wins every time. And I'm thinking, well, Charity, you done lost every single battle that you've waged. So I don't think you're the right messenger for that. Like, I haven't heard her win even one time. Somebody pointed out even one time, well, Charity has won.
No, can't do it.
Yeah. So she needs to reevaluate her life, and that's why Judy be looking at her. Now, Judy was shook though. Let's be clear. Judy was a little shook when she was talking to Phil DeMars at home, going in and whatever. And Phil DeMars looked like he really was over it, which is what his punk ass deserves. But I'm just like, do you ever not be insufferable? Like, she is just ridiculous. There's nothing redeemable about Judy or Phil DeMars.
Look, I told you they setting it up to where Charity is gonna end up with Phil. He,
How? Do y'all in the comments, do y'all think that Charity and Phil are gonna end up together?
yes, I do. Why? I mean, unless he ain't gonna end up with Judy. I just hope that on network ain't gonna play us like that. And he at least kicked the white girl to the curb.
The asparagus?
The asparagus to the curb. But I think that they just it's obvious. Like, it's obvious they trying to really build a conscience for him right now. I think he gonna try and reconcile. Then even tonight he was like, "Oh, I want to go back to where I can talk to you the way I used to." Boy, you broke off an engagement with me. What do you think this is? Like he's totally oblivious. So yeah, I think they will.
Yeah, I think I think he's more narcissistic and he's a sociopath, and that's really what it is. He cannot take the fact that she's not worshiping the ground that he walks on because he had Charity wide open. So now he's all shook because she's, giving him the cold shoulder. Let me read some of these comments. Charity petulantly asks, "What is the plan she has?" I don't know.
I don't know.
Charity, I think she's destroying the family. To be honest, I think so. Not sure where that storyline is going. I don't know, but at any rate, I think it's one of the least interesting parts of the story because first of all, we were never really that invested in Phil and Charity's relationship. It was always obviously Phil to me playing Charity and Charity just being dumb, poor decisions. And neither Phil nor Phil or Judy are decent people. There's nothing to root for in that entire plot, including nothing to root for Charity. But I did like the scene with Charity and Lady Mae, where Lady Mae brings in the hymnal, and Charity has Reverend Charity Greenleaf in there. I like that there was some sort of reconciliation there, and that Lady Mae did extend that olive branch to Charity. I thought that was nice. At least she could get her foot off of Charity's neck just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure how genuine that scene was, but it was kind of cute seeing Lady Mae just kind of reminisce on her being a child and stuff like that. So
yeah. MD Tarp says, "I think Charity gonna be the one to save the church in the end. Watch, that will be her redemption arc." I don't. I would be surprised. I think Charity is out for self. Maybe if she goes back to being a team player, maybe that might happen. But I think she's just
maybe
really.
this welcome message she's finna give will promote people. Maybe she'll like mention the new church her parents is opening, and boom, there's a mass exodus on the church. Like maybe.
Maybe that's not my prediction, but I'm open to all theories. Let's see. KS says Phil is having buyer's remorse. Brittany does. I don't think Brittany agrees either. KS, a true matriarch, Lady Mae. Yes, she is. Charity needs to get that chip off her shoulder, especially since she wants to be a preacher. That's true. D is skeptical as well. Brittany says maybe. All right, let's move on to Tasha and Jacob. Did you see how Jacob was looking at Tasha when he came in there? I don't know how the hell she was dressed to go to a doggone mission. She has always been tacky. She's always been gaudy, but she definitely is all her nose is wide open for Jacob for them to have not slept together.
So, okay, Tasha, is Bassy her brother or
no? Basie Skanks was her husband.
Oh,
so Basie is her husband. Rochelle was Basie's sister, and I guess this is a half sister. So they have this other sister has the same father but a different mom that they went to go visit. And so I thought that was interesting. Folks said she's a Fashion Nova influencer. Okay, she definitely was giving us Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova, that's giving her a little bit too much credit.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not Fashion Nova. Maybe like Rave. Remember Rave back in the day?
379.
Yeah, 579. Rainbow. A little more rainbow.
She definitely gives rainbow tees for sure.
I think that's what we're settling on. But I mean, I thought it was interesting the exchange between this woman, I don't remember her name, and Jacob.
The daughter?
Yeah, the other daughter.
Janitor's daughter.
Yeah. And for the record, shout out to Rainbow. This is a Rainbow shirt. Rainbow be having them shirts 2 for $5. You can get all your basics. You got a Rainbow on too. There's
You
nothing wrong with Rainbow. I wouldn't wear club wear from Rainbow, but I definitely get my little $5 t-shirts on from Rainbow. I have no problem with that. You can get you some. You get you the cheapest turtlenecks, V-necks, and scoop necks for $5. So get into that Rainbow. Um. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because we've been talking way too long. But um, yeah, MD Turpin says, who was the person that the half sister called after Tasha and Jacob? So who was that person? Was
he
it
called
because
Bassy.
you think so? You think that this person, you think, what y'all think? Do you think she was calling Basie? Basie is dead. That's
It's
according to the police. But see, you notice how when Jacob asked about that woman, what's her relationship with to the lady, that's when she got all shook and like, okay, wait a minute, what is this about? I don't want to answer any more questions. So that's who I think she called, maybe that woman, or she called, an offspring of that woman, because that would seem to make more sense. But D says Tasha and Jacob have more chemistry than Carissa. Listen, I actually, I know this is bad, but I actually like Jacob and Tasha together. I mean, it's obvious that Carissa and Jacob are miserable. They don't have any business being together. It's very toxic. But I do think that him and Tasha would make a good little pairing. What you think? What y'all think in the comments?
yeah,
Yeah.
I asked them because I missed the whole season with Tasha and Rochelle and them.
Oh, okay.
I think Bassie's still alive. I think that's who the girl called. I mean, because who else?
Well, he
Why?
got a sister, Rochelle. So Rochelle is still out there, potentially in
Oh, okay.
Mexico
So
or
she must
whatever.
have called Rochelle because Tasha was like, I don't know where Rochelle was.
But the only reason why I'm not sure it's Rochelle is simply because this girl wasn't in on the Tasha and I mean wasn't in on the Basie and Rochelle plot against the Greenleafs. So I don't think she really rolls like that. So I would be surprised if it was Rochelle. But at any rate, it's somebody, and I'm sure that's gonna come back. Jacob digging around for dirt. Andy Turp says, I like Jacob and Tasha together too. They're a bomb couple. Okay. D says, I can see that case as they're more compatible, but Jacob got to get a job. I really want to know how these people are making ends meet. Don't nobody have a job. The bishop don't have a job. Lady May don't have a job. Grace don't have a job. Jacob don't have a job. Carissa, I guess, works. How is everybody making these ends meet? The only person who seems to have a job is doggone Charity. So that's what I'm confused
Well,
on.
Grace done already said she got a little coin. So
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
um Lady May and Bishop, they got money from the church. Like they ran a church for how long? They got money.
But they also have their money issues. Remember, that's where Rochelle came in because they had to pay off all this money for taxes. They had to come up with that money. They didn't just have a check that they could just write. And they had already lost. Well, they were close to losing the church at that time, but I don't know. Okay, y'all.
They
Let's
got
see. I kind of like Jacob and Tasha over Carissa, aka Evelyn. And I agree. I agree that Basie is dead. Okay, everybody in the comments thinks that Basie is alive. I don't know the value of having him be alive at this point, but okay, we gonna see who's right, me or everybody else, because everybody else is thinking that Basie is alive. I like Jacob and Tasha too, but he has a wife, and they should try to work things out. They have children to think of, and they can't make it work if they wanted to. They're both done wrong in the marriage. Deborah, I mean, I feel you, but I just feel like it's way past that point at this point. What you think, Caesar?
why would Carissa want to work it out with a serial cheater?
Right. I mean, especially the way that he reacted, he dogged her out, and so I
Yeah,
feel like she needs to move on with her life. You ain't got to go get you an Italian dude who's burning in the crotch, but she can go find somebody.
look, divorce was created for a reason. It's a blessing. Okay.
It's
So
better
I
than
don't
being miserable with
it
somebody.
sure the hell is. I'm surprised to hear anyone would recommend that Carissa and Jacob should work it out. Why?
Yeah, yeah.
Do that.
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, yes, no one is working. Grace money can't be that long. D says she had a few million, but she paid the IRS. Okay. So it's different. We don't know how much money these folks have, but apparently they're living comfortably. They still have staff members. They still got a mansion. They still all driving nice cars. Jacob had a big old nice Cadillac. And so I guess they all straight. Winky will be fine, right?
When
The one the so I think just to wrap it all up, let's just wrap it all up.
wait,
AJ's.
Jacob's conversation with Bishop.
Oh yeah. So Jacob confronts the bishop, which I feel like he was very suspicious of the bishop, which to me was not warranted at all. There is nothing from the bishop that we know that would suggest that he would be down with killing somebody. Now, Mac definitely is a killer, but Bishop has never been like that season. What do you think about that exchange? And y'all in the comments, let me know if y'all think that Jacob was out of line with how he approached the bishop.
I think Jacob was definitely like keep Jacob, keep this energy with your wife. Like
Mm.
I thought the bishop's reaction was genuine. And I'm really like irritated. Like, Jacob, why you don't just say what's going on? Like Jacob knows how calculated his family is. So why
Yeah.
wouldn't they be comfortable? Why wouldn't he be comfortable with sharing this with his parents so that they could help him figure it out and get Carissa pushed out? Like,
Right.
that was just really annoying to me. Like, I don't know that,
If anybody can get to the bottom of something, it's definitely Lady May. Okay, so the fact that he hasn't enlisted her makes absolutely no sense. If Carissa came and threatened Lady May like that, she would be swimming in the bottom of Greenleaf Manor Lake. Okay, and so it definitely did not make any sense for Jacob to try to go rogue agent and solve this problem on his own. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I know this is messed up of me, but if I'm living in my family's mansion and somebody had to die for us to live the life that we live, and that was some old shit, then okay, well, I'm bird box to it. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. I had nothing to do with it. I ain't trying to get to the bottom of it. I'm not trying to make no accusations. And I would have let my mama handle it. Let my mama handle it and go on about our business. Point
right.
blank
'Cause
and
at the end of
period.
the day, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, okay,
Now,
you know,
Tyron says he was not out of line. He was actually respectful. I mean, I just felt like he had a very skeptical energy. I don't think that's respectful. I think it was very, 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 very just accusatory in my opinion. Let me just go back to a couple of these comments. Deborah thinks Basie is dead to D says nope, they need to split. Brittany says y'all got me laughing my ass off today. Yay! Get out of Greenleaf Manor. Clarissa needs to move out and on with her life. Paying Corinne. I thought that was very cute how Corinne volunteered to be the musical director. Talking about she can hold a tone and she can press play. I hope Corinne, she should be able to sing, but hold a tune wasn't the most persuasive thing. But Lady May was very great. She said, "You're higher." And she had the biggest grin, which is very rare from Lady May. But I guess she's like, desperate times call for desperate measures. But I do like to see that Corinne is still involved. That's a faithful servant right there. She done been through a lot with them. Okay. Deborah says, I think they should. Okay, we already addressed that. How she thinks they should work it out. Jacob was angry and out of line, paying an eternal life. He should have talked to May and Bishop together. Well, Bishop is gonna run right to Lady May on this situation. Jacob should have had been more upfront with Bishop. I agree. Jacob seems to be lost in the sauce with the storylines. He has no church, no real storyline. So this Carissa messing him being Inspector Gadget is annoying me. I think you definitely have somebody who agrees with
that's
you.
it right there. Why are you here, Jacob? Why are you
Uh,
even on the show right now?
D says yes, making handle Carissa all day. Tyron says, I thought it was cool how Jacob snatched Carissa trump card by confronting the bishop. But I think it would have been more effective to just get the bishop and Lady May in on it from the jump. Then, because who knows what he's kicked up by going to this woman's church and asking questions. Now she calling up people, so he might have made the situation worse. When he could have had Lady May, like I said, go dump Carissa in the bottom of a lake and called it a day.
But he's stupid. He's slow.
Yeah.
He done.
His anger was maybe about Carissa trying to blackmail him and put Bishop in jail. Okay, so it's only a club, right? I'm glad he finally talked to him. No job. Okay. All right. So I think we covered just about everything. The only one thing that we didn't talk about, which to me is like a footnote, which is Grace's the reporter guy getting fired behind chasing the story. So I don't really think that's a big deal.
If
But
that's finna see his ass.
well, but I thought the kiss was interesting, and I think that's why she's so arm's length against Noah, because she's trying to see what's gonna happen with old boy, who, she just seemed like she kind of wide open for him, but for whatever reason, they didn't explain why that situation didn't work out. But she seems to be a little bit more receptive to that than to anything with Noah. But that could change if she ends up having to bribe Noah to stay with her in order to get AJ back in the house. So it's gonna be a mess. But D says, who is Carissa going to meet up with? I don't know. I don't know. They didn't really cover that. Um, Deborah says, Lady May will tell a lie in a minute, so I don't think Jacob could have got the truth out of her. But I don't think the truth really matters. The whole point was to undercut Carissa, not necessarily get the truth. KS said he done lost his job over Gigi. That was the first thing that season texted me. He lost his job. She got him fired. Grace is just like a trail of destruction. Destroyed marriages, destroyed lives, lost jobs. That girl is a mess. But I'm still Team Grace. I don't care how much destruction she leaves in her path. I'm still Team Grace. So, any final thoughts, season?
Nah, man.
We covered it.
I think we covered just about everything. I hate that I can't see previews. But that's okay with me. I like going into next week without any like preconceived notions. But y'all, mark my words, Charity and Phil 2020, they finna get back together, say the church together.
I think that Gigi and Noah have a better chance of getting back together before Phil
Nah,
and before Phil and Charity do.
oh, a wife gonna pop back up and be like, I want you back.
I don't think so. That wife, she knew from jump her situation was doomed, but she wanted to end on her terms. So she
But
wasn't going to just let Grace win. So I think that after this situation, now she feels like, okay, I'm done with you. You got to go, but it's on my terms, not on Grace's terms.
yeah,
That's my thing.
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Oh, okay. All right. So thank you all for joining us this evening. We will be back next week with a whole new set of commentary because Greenleaf is giving us all the drama in 1 hour in this final season. So thank y'all. See you next week. Bye.